Hi, Philip. It's nice to see you again. Thank you for joining me.
Great to see you.
We're so excited to have you here with us again. So another activity you're going to be doing here is playing Thursday at 3 at All Classical Radio. You did it last time, but since then, the All Classical radio station moved into downtown Portland. And they have incredible concert hall, so it'll be completely new experience. And tell us what you will be playing there.
I believe I'll be playing their Lera Auerbach's violin sonata, first movement, which is part of my new album. It's a new album that came out last month on April 4th, which is called Milestones, which incorporates two concerti that have been written specifically for me. One by Belize-born UK composer Erilyn Wallen, and another by my dear friend and wonderful composer Lera Auerbach,
Mhm.
whom I went to school with at Juilliard in the early 90s. And that concerto was written then. However, the story of that concerto is very interesting because I first asked Lera to write a concerto. Then we both realized that we have no orchestra to premiere such a work. And I think a few weeks later, we decided that she was just going to write a sonata. So when the sonata was completed, we actually miraculously received the commission from American Youth Symphony to
Hmm.
premiere the work in Disney Hall at the inaugural season of the Disney Hall, I think 2003,
Wow, in
or
LA.
somewhere there. And Lera thought that since the original idea and project was to write a concerto, the sonata that came out of her writing was very orchestral in nature.
Mhm.
And she thought, well, why don't I just orchestrate the sonata and see what happens? So the result was that I ended up, luckily for me, with a wonderful violin sonata and
And the
with a concerto.
concerto.
And now, of course, Lera has four sonatas and four violin concertos, all premiered by some of the great violinists of today. So I'm just absolutely thrilled for her. Also, this sonata became, in a way, a leitmotif for her ballet Little Mermaid
Hmm.
that was premiered at the Joffrey Ballet in Chicago a couple of years ago, which was the first time I heard the concerto portrayed on stage with characters. And again, it
Wow.
was a fascinating experience, and I was so honored that she used that music, that first violin concerto she wrote for me for this ballet. And then, of course, when I had the opportunity to make this recording, it was a no-brainer that I wanted to ask Lera if she would be okay with me recording the work. And of course, she agreed, and she was there at the session with the Royal Scottish Orchestra and my dear friend Andrew Litton. And so, it takes a village to make these projects, but it
Wow.
did happen. So Lera's work is one of the pieces that I'm going to play at the radio station. And the other work is actually going to be a work by my mother,
Hmm.
Laura Quint, a slightly different spelling, Kvint,
Mhm.
who is a prolific composer and has written a lot of music for film and TV and theater. Like myself, of course, we both grew up in Soviet Union, and it was probably the most difficult negotiation on this album to get a work out of my mother. I
Sure,
can tell
sure.
you that. I can tell you that she was very reluctant to write a piece for me, extremely reluctant, because she felt that there is plenty of repertoire for violin, and she felt that she would not be able to write anything as great as Mendelssohn or Sibelius, those wonderful violin concerti. And I said, Mom, you could just write something from your heart. I'm sure it's going to be great. So we eventually agreed that she was going to base her work on Greek mythology, which we both loved.
Mhm.
Growing up, we read many stories on ancient Greece.
Mhm.
And so the result was Odyssey Rhapsody, which our lovely audiences are going to hear when I play her work I guess it's going to be a. Actually, it's not going to be a broadcasting premiere. I realized that I did a broadcasting premiere in Chicago a year ago, but it's going to be Washington State premiere. So that's exciting.
That is exciting, very exciting.